Hello everyone, welcome back to Path to Petalburg. This is the second installment in the series, and this time I am facing my opponent named Matt, who has a team of Thunderous Incarnate Form, Charizard, Suicune, and Scrafty against my Raichu, Terrakion, Sylveon, and Salamence. This team was really scary for me to look at because they also had a Venusaur on the back, and my team doesn't really enjoy Venusaur as well, and they also had a Gengar, so it wasn't really looking like they didn't have anything offensively that couldn't cover my types. So I led with Raichu and Terrakion, and let's see how the battle unfolds from there. So Matt sends out first their Scrafty and their Suicune against my Raichu and my Terrakion. Now this is already a problem for me because I don't enjoy this matchup in the least because Suicune tanks both my Pokemon pretty decently and can get Scalds off onto my Terrakion, and Scrafty is good against Terrakion and can tank most damage. So I'm going to fake out Suicune this first turn, hoping to get some damage off with my Terrakion, but we just trade fake outs, and that's okay. It's not the worst, not the best. So this next turn, they do withdraw Scrafty, but I didn't even target that turn because Suicune was the more potent threat to my team at this point. So I used Thunderbolt into Suicune, and which procs the Citrus Berry from it, bringing it back up to about 68% health. And my Terrakion uses a Close Combat into it to get as much damage out as possible. It brings it down to about 40% total, and reduces the defenses by 1 stat. Now I thought I'd take an attack here, but it uses Tailwind instead, which is really not a good thing for me because I do not like to lose speed battles with this team. So I'm going to burn this first turn of Tailwind by protecting my Terrakion, and Thunderous uses Nasty Plot, which is very scary because it already has a good special attack and it is doubled now. So my Protect takes that attack from Suicune, and my Thunderbolt thankfully knocks it out this turn, meaning that is no longer a problem for my team. And they bring in their final Pokemon, Charizard, and I figure it's a Mega, so I do not want to take any damage from these Pokemon. One, because these two Pokemon, Raichu and Terrakion, can probably do the best for me offensively in the long term, so I want to conserve them as much as possible. And my Sylveon is pretty tanky, and I bring out Sylveon and Salamence in the double switch. Intimidate doesn't really do much to both Pokemon since they are specially oriented, and that Charizard is going to Mega Evolve this turn into that shiny black dragon. And it brings out the sun as well. So this team is very offensively powered against mine. That Thunderous uses a Thunderbolt into my Salamence. That double boost to the special attack does knock it out in one go, and I find out that it is Life Orb, so that's good information to know. And then the Heat Wave with a single target comes into my Sylveon, gonna do a bunch of damage to it, but not knocking it out, bringing me down to 52 hit points. And then I bring out Terrakion to stall out the final turn of Tailwind with a Protect. That does draw the Thunderbolt, and the Heat Wave does come into both Pokemon, which means that Sylveon is going down this turn. So, didn't get to get an attack off with it, but it did its job well of stalling out the final 2 turns of Tailwind. That's exactly what I wanted because now I am faster than at least the Charizard this time. So, he does not want to have a Rock Slide come into his Charizard, so he smartly switches out into Scrafty, both mitigating the attack that I can do to his team, and reducing my attack stat by 1. Now they do Protect here this turn with Thunderous, which I anticipated, but I was still faked it out this turn just to make sure it couldn't attack. So Rock Slide comes out from Terrakion, does almost nothing to Scrafty, which isn't surprising. Now Scrafty fakes out Raichu, which I was surprised at. I thought it would fake out Terrakion. So Terrakion uses its Rock Slide, which I'm surprised to find out that it's faster than Thunderous. It does a lot of damage. A normal Rock Slide would have KO'd it, but thankfully it does flinch. A little bit of RNG there, but it's Pokemon and it can happen. So Protect comes out, and now I Thunder Wave this Scrafty. Now here's my reasoning. If I'm going to win this game, I need to make sure that Scrafty cannot attack my Terrakion. So using the combination of Thunder Wave and Rock Slide gives me a 47.5% chance to make sure Scrafty does not attack per turn, and thankfully it got paralyzed that turn, so the essential coin flip chance did go in my favor that time. Knowing that I was faster, I didn't bother protecting with Tracheon to get rid of this Thundurus, and the Thunderbolt did a sizable amount of damage to Scrafty, and the flinch comes out this turn, so two very fortunate turns for me. And then it's a 2-on-2 with Charizard and Scrafty against my Raichu and Tracheon. And it brings out the sun once more. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to protect this turn, and I need to make sure Scrafty doesn't attack this turn because my Tracheon can survive a Heat Wave from Charizard with a double target. So I just double up into this Scrafty with Thunderbolt and Close Combat. And it does knock it out, so I don't have to rely on RNG anymore to help me win this game. So Scrafty goes down, and I am left with a 1-3-2 with my Raichu and my Tracheon against his Charizard. Thunderbolt does a critical hit there, but I had Rock Slide lined up and Tracheon's faster, so it would have knocked it out anyway. So that was that game. It was quite interesting as I was playing. I was not necessarily nervous, but I was trying to play it with a cool head and try to play to my win conditions the whole time. And thankfully I did just what I needed to do as the game progressed, and RNG was a bit in my favor for 2 turns. But as long as you play to your win conditions, you can't really expect anything more. So there was that battle, and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next installment. Alright, see you guys later.